Thank you for your introduction. We'll see. Distinguished guests on the dais and distinguished participants sitting in the front. I must thank the organizers for inviting me to share with you, participate with you in celebrating 100 years of Vaikam Satyagraha. It's really a very important moment as far as I can see it, because I have been the student of social reform movements and I studied Vaikam Satyagraha on priority when I was a student. I should also share with you that my experience, which is a personal experience, has been that in Kerala, people like us, myself, Professor Anil Sadgopal, are given some respect by political party in the power and political party in the opposition in this particular state. I am not very sure whether intellectuals get same kind of respect elsewhere. Are they really invited for discussion? I have no idea. But only in Kerala you find this exception. The party in the power, party in the opposition, both of them have serious interest in debates and discussion on issues like Vaikam. And you have taken this lead in celebrating 100 years of Vaikam Satyagraha, and I really congratulate you for this particular gesture. I think the whole country should celebrate this. This is an important event that has happened in the history of our country, in the social history of our country. And it has impacted social groups, social movements outside India, 1924, 1923, 24, 25. All those leaders, social activists who are actually working in the social field, we are looking at Vaikam as the landmark, as the guiding light. So I think this importance of Vaikam is so enormous, and I will explain that in a moment. So I'm given 1 hour, but I won't take 1 hour because I believe in interaction. We can have more interaction because that is the seminar. And I always suggest the politician is second, but the intellectual in politician is first. So seminar mode is very good for interaction. And all the good leaders, and the reference was made to Pandit Jawahirlal Nehru very constantly, but I would also say reference has to be made to Mahatma Gandhi and most importantly Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Because his Mahaparinirvan happened today, 6th of December is death anniversary. And we need to actually keep in mind that Ambedkar was very closely watching the developments happening in Vaikam in 1925. So there should be some connection made to this collective social history of this country. And I will speak more on the relationship between Gandhi and Ambedkar and Vaikam. Before that, for discussion, we need to raise some points, some questions. I would like to ask you this simple question, and I would like to ask that question to myself as to why desire, aspiration for democracy, for social and gender justice, equality, freedom and dignity takes place around temples. Why temples become the site for democratic deliberation, democratic aspiration? Answer this question. You ask this question to your people in the party. Have they focused on this? starting from 13th century onwards to Vaikam in 1925. Saints, including Sri Narayana Guru, very centrally in Kerala. Why we all are looking for democracy, justice, rights, equality in the movement or satyagraha to gain access to road and gain access to the internal shrine of the temple. Why? Why we don't actually do satyagraha for market? We don't do satyagraha for other things, only for temple entry and water. Because this sphere of religion, spirituality, so-called sacred, is very close to people, and they want access to this space on priority. Therefore, Vaikam. And I'm very happy that, Kerala Congress Committee took lead in convincing the All India Congress Committee in 1923-24, as you mentioned very rightly. And you took the lead. And I must also share with you, I've been the student of modern national movements. I think Vaikam Satyagraha is the first temple entry Satyagraha. Later on, other Satyagrahas happen in other parts, in Maharashtra, for example. So people should give credit to Kerala for such an initiative. So why we want democracy, we want equality, we want justice to approach the road? That is first question. Now the second question that you should answer, I have my own answer, because people are very close to religion and they want equality in religious spaces. That's why they organize themselves around this. Now the second question that we should discuss and debate in this seminar is what is this Satyagraha? Do you discuss in the party committee meetings? What is this? Gandhiji wrote so much about Satyagraha, Satya and the insistence of Satya. What is this Satya in Vaikam? What is the truth in Satyagraha, in Vaikam movement? We actually use these words without really understanding their depth, their content. Yes, rhetorically, it has become a ghosh vakya, the rhetorics, slogan. Satyagraha is a slogan. It's not a slogan. It is a very serious word. What is Satya in Vaikam Satyagraha? What is the truth? The truth is this, as far as I can say. You can have different notions of truth. That Gandhiji, Congress Committee activists from other caste, non-Brahmin caste, and some Brahmins as well, wanted access to the same road. Same, not alternative road. We want to walk in the same road, and not another road. This is very important. So the truth is in same. We don't want different. We are same road. And that's why Satyagraha went for the days you mentioned. Sameness is the expression of truth, as you can see. Similarly, in Mahad Satyagraha, some of you are aware about this movement that happened 3 years later to Vaikam Satyagraha, Mahad Chowda Tank Satyagraha in Mahad, Ratnagiri district, Maharashtra, led by Dr. Ambedkar for water. The untouchables were denied access to water. Here in Vaikam, the untouchables were denied access to road. And both these are civil rights so important. One is a human right. So drinking water is a human necessity. Walking in the road without constraint is a civil necessity, civilizational necessity. Sabhyata, as they call in Sanskrit. You in Vaikam were denied right to civilization. walking freely in the road. So you have you have access to road and access to water, and both Ambedkar and Gandhiji said Ambedkar said we do not want separate temple. Now, there was a temple, I think somebody was, because untouchables were asking entry into the temple, the high caste Hindus said, okay, we will not allow you to enter the same temple, but we will construct different temple. But can you really eliminate untouchability if you create different? So Gandhiji and activists here said we want the same road, not different road. So you actually begin to articulate, express, you want to get hold of justice only through sameness, not difference. And therefore, I would say Gandhiji and Ambedkar were on the same page. Same page. It's not a simple thing. So, you want same water resources, you want same temple, you want same hostel, you want same hotels. There were different hotels for different caste. That really doesn't eliminate, annihilate untouchability. It actually perpetuates. It perpetuates. Now, you have different Dalit colonies. Will it really eliminate untouchability? The answer is perhaps no. You know, the great Shahu Maharaj of Kolhapur created colonies, mixed colonies of all different castes, and put them together in one location. And later on, Congress government in Maharashtra also produced mixed colonies. Of course, Congress people, and I have a complaint, then Congress people should really claim their positive history at least. Tell people, look here, we have done this. And that's the legitimate complaint. So, the point is this: while you want common access to market, that there is no casteism involved and anybody can go into mall. And the security fellow doesn't ask you about your caste. You can freely walk into the market. It's not true of temples. You have to tell that which caste you are. So I think you have to raise this point as to why these temples are so important. So Gandhiji and Dr. Ambedkar are on the same page, and there is a parallel between 1924 and 1927. Both the movements, satyagrahas, were actually led very peacefully, as you mentioned. Vaikam Satyagraha, peaceful. Chowda tank water satyagraha, peaceful. Thousands of people here. And they belong to the same caste, different caste. And I have read the history of Vaikam Satyagraha, and it was a documentary was going on, I also saw. I'm just waiting for people to settle so that the attention is not diverted. So, you do not actually practice untouchability in market, but it happens in terms of the temple. Now, Gandhi and Ambedkar were on the same page because they actually led the movement very peacefully, and they had supporters from all the castes. And I must share with you, and you must be knowing, we had a lot of support from different lower castes to Vaikam. And I read that, Sri Narayana Guru actually donated about 1,000 rupees for the satyagraha. And this document is published by Government of Kerala. I am speaking from the Government of Kerala. This is a document. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen that document department produced by the archival department of Kerala government. Oh, it's there, no? Very good. So, when I read from there, 1,000 rupees were donated by Sri Narayana Guru. And 1,000 rupees in 24-25 is not a small, it would be in crores now. So that kind of commitment was there to social justice. So there is a parallel between two movements in terms of both Gandhiji and the Congress party activists in Kerala also approached courts to settle the issue. Okay, so I think there is some parallel between the two, but Gandhiji's involvement, and I would say the movement which was, then the problem was when they were peaceful, Gandhiji was peaceful, Congress party and other activists were peaceful in Vaikam, they were also peacefully leading, they adopted peaceful method to do satyagraha in Chowdar Tank in 1927. But what was happening to opponents? The opponents of Satyagraha or temple entry or access to road, were they peaceful or were they violent? What does the history suggest? History suggests that they were not peaceful. And you know, blinding of this person, is that evidence is there. And I was told that when activists near the temple, Vaikam temple, were approaching roads with slogans, some gundas were beating these people. That is also history. The food that was to be cooked for the satyagrahis in Vaikam was not allowed to be cooked. Some kind of very different kind of violence. In Chowdar Tank, the untouchables cooked the food, thousands of them, but the high caste Hindus destroyed the cooked food. It's all history. The violence is on the side of opponents, and non-violence is on the side of supporters of justice, equality and dignity. This happens there. But Gandhiji was deeply involved in this Vaikam movement, as you all know, and he was guiding the Congress activists and other activists, talking to people. So he said, he asked question, and he said in a very seminar mode, he said, let us have a dialogue with the opponents of the Vaikam. Let us have a dialogue, sort out the issue, allow them to enter, to access the road. So, these are upper caste opponents anyway, and there are also some not so upper caste, middle caste opponents. Opponents are everywhere in every caste. So there is no, but they are late. So Gandhiji said, okay, why are you opposing the access of the untouchables to this road? They said, it has been ordained by God. God has given us permission to oppose these people. And if the untouchables, lower caste people are violating the rights given by the God, God has empowered us to punish them. Argument by the opponents. Gandhiji said, yes, for God, every person, human being is equal. If God has empowered you, God also has empowered the untouchables. They can use the same God power to enter the temple or access the road. What is the argument? So to that they had no argument. There was no convincing argument. They gave up. So I think Gandhiji was in a way trying to logically convince these people, look, your opposition to Vaikam is not sound, not justifiable, you must change. But they were recalcitrant. They wouldn't change. So Gandhiji did not stop. He went ahead, telling them, look here, your opposition the approach is wrong, because access to road is what? How do you define access? Oh, he was actually trying to produce definition. What is approach? Why do you say this my approach is important? My approaching is important. The act of approaching, you are approaching. Your approaching is important because there is a possibility of obstructing your approach. Let me define this. When somebody opposes you, stops you, puts barricades, then you feel the importance of approach. Do you not see barricades in the roads? Do you not see red lights in the roads? Do you not see toll in the roads? These are barricades. And barricades only define approach. You are approaching because there is a free passage, you are passing. You are going without any hurdle. Gandhiji's ideology, very intelligent. We haven't really understood what Gandhiji was doing to the opponents. History is fine, description, but analytical spin on it is much more important. And I do not know to what extent these discussions are possible within the formal political structures today. Is it possible? What is approach? What is truth? Do you discuss this at threadbare in your own discussions and deliberations? I'm just appealing because I'm an activist. I'm not an activist, I'm an intellectual of a kind. And I would always request, because every politician has to be necessarily an intellectual. And that is the problem of this country today. You are only activists, not intellectuals. There is a law. The problem of this country is being deeply anti-intellectual. There is no space for serious thinking. I have come here to share with you because this is the problem. I wouldn't have come otherwise. This is the problem. Our politics has become deeply anti-intellectual. And you have no shortcut solutions to the problem. Slogans are not the solution to the problem. Crying is not the solution to the problem. What is happening? No, you must deeply understand. I am saying Gandhiji actually defined what is approaching, why it is so important, why the right to approach the road, access the road is so important. Because there are barricades of caste, gender, religion. And you have to break those barricades and then the passage becomes free. And that is called New India. That is called New India. What else? You find barricades every level, every walks of your life. And so approach is defined in terms of removing the barricades. And Gandhiji said, if untouchables are not blocking your road, they are not standing as a barricades, they just want passage, why do you oppose that? To which opponents had no answer. The arguments that Gandhiji was giving to these people was impeccable, invincible, because on the side of opponents there are only emotions, on the side of supporters there are only reasons. Very sound, convincing reasons. And you should always find why people don't take serious thinking seriously. So this is one very important passage, and there is a poetry in that book. A poet is saying in Vaikam 24, a folklore poem is saying. Now there are interesting things, there are two things. Opponents would say, look here, if at all, we will not give up, we will not give permission. If at all permission is given and untouchables are walking on the road leading to Vaikam, we will stop using that road. Because road is defiled. They said, passing is fine, but we will not allow any trespasser. All these words are so important in the history, intellectual history of Vaikam. Such truth, passage, and trespasser. Please define this. What is trespasser? You see the board now, trespassers are not allowed. You know, that boards are there. There was a board in Wycombe. Untouchables are not allowed to cross these limits. There are boards. So there was a injunction on boards. The Diwan of Travancore actually imposed injunction those days. What is trespasser? Trespasser is that person who invades your private life. Your private life is invaded by a trespasser. That's why trespassing. In this case, the upper caste said untouchables are trespassers, so to say, because they are actually invading our purity, ritual purity. Our purity, which is sanctioned by the God, will be destroyed if the untouchables walk. The trespassing is basically invasion on your ritual purity. You know, and you have purity attached to your food, purity question attached to your attire, your clothes. And Gandhiji was really very deeply concerned about purity. And this Mundu, what is the purity of Mundu? What Mundu is pure? Yeah, this one. And Gandhiji's, I'm sorry, I'm just making, it's not my personal opinion, Gandhiji's opinion. Mundu which is not overdone. It's simple viewed attire, that's it. And please read in that particular documents, you're very interested. So anyway, trespassing was actually invalidated by Gandhi. Gandhi said people are, and then he said, if God has created human beings as human beings, you allow other animals to pass, people from other religions to pass, why not human beings? It's a great humanitarian principle that Gandhiji laid down. Similarly, Ambedkar did the same thing in Saudar. You are allowing donkeys and dogs to drink the water from the tank, but not human being. Same situation in Wycombe. I think you should stop, you should sit somewhere without noise. Yeah, I think we should. Okay, I will wait for the. So how much time? I will take another 2-3 minutes. I'll take 4. Now, the mood that people they are not convinced. They have become such a bhakta. The tradition of bhakta even today. You have bhaktas, no? Intellectual means no place for bhakta. Anti-intellectualism is threat of bhaktas. Because bhaktas are led by prejudice, narrow thinking. And prejudice, a bad faith, doesn't really allow, and this is a difficult point I'm making, I don't know how to put it. Prejudice operates outside the force of reason. And let me explain this. Little difficult for me as well. When you are actually saying you are jumping, you are going with a leader. Just some people went with Shashi Tharoor. What is the reason you are going with him? Are you going to ask him questions? Are you going to interact with him? Are you going to give him good suggestions? What are you doing? You will ask this why question. Any leader, I just saw him, that's not. But in bhakta, this is absent. So prejudice doesn't operate within the force of reason. There is no reason actually. And your task, political task, is to create the capacity to reason. The activist has to have reasons. Why? Why questions becomes very important. Why I am not allowed to enter the temple while others are? The why questions becomes very important, and which is absolutely absent in the politics which promotes bhaktas. Now that's the point. That's the point. Can I go ahead? Because I am seeking your little permission, because I am being little critical of how to define notion of bhakta. Anti-intellectualism has a bearing on creating bhakta. Bhaktas are the result of anti-intellectualism. No space. Just as Gandhiji exasperated. Gandhiji, and this is my love for Gandhiji. And so I am also the Ambedkar follower. I am a deeply Ambedkar follower, but I am also the student of Gandhiji. So, when Gandhiji exhausted the argumentative capacity of the opponents had no arguments. And so, Gandhiji said, okay, you know argument, I don't want to discuss with you. There is a long debate going on. And Gandhiji said, look here, I want you to be convinced. I have two propositions. One is that, I want access to everybody without discrimination. Okay? And I also sincerely believe that gaining access to road is not the end of untouchability. Untouchability is much more beyond that. That's the point. He was very clear. Okay. When argument stops, election takes place. Voting. Here there is no debate now in parliament, there is nothing, as Shashi Tharoor was saying. Gandhiji said, we will take referendum. Three options he put before the opponents. What was whether you take a voting. Gandhiji would take voting, and he came and he said, how many of you are actually drinking liquor? Raise your hands. In the common meeting, and they would say, first, they will be hesitant, they will say only 1 or 2 hands, then 4, like that. So Gandhiji was deeply modern because he was believing in democratic principles, referendum. Gandhiji was not imposing, just because I know it is good to allow people to approach, I will not impose my choice on you. Let us have a democratic way of deciding the issue of approaching the road in Vaikam. Referendum. To which opponent said no. No, they are not ready. Okay, if you are not taking, because now our challenge, I am the student of politics, I also reflect, I do some reflective thinking on politics. What is the challenge of Indian politics today? Crisis, as you said, mentioned the crisis there. The crisis is to actually ensure continuously progressive, reformative, changing consciousness among the people. Today I am with you, tomorrow I may not be. And the political parties, activists have to struggle a lot. Are you going to vote for me? Yes, but there is no guarantee. There is absolutely no guarantee. So this is a difficult challenge for a very serious, sincere activist. And that's why you find difficulties, vulnerability. Vulnerability of the voters has become bigger crisis. They have become vulnerable. There is no consistency. And how to retain that consistency, you have to work with them. Working from podium or through cell phone will not work. That's one suggestion I would. So Gandhiji gave one referendum, then Gandhiji suggested, look here, there is no I don't know, there is no evidence of untouchability in Hinduism. And he says, please get me evidence showing that Hinduism has untouchability. Now, to that also, and he is quoting Shankaracharya. Gandhiji is quoting Shankaracharya. I am quoting Shankaracharya, who says that there is no place for untouchability in Hinduism. Where is your evidence? To which they did not respond. So like 3 options were rejected. And that's why violence. They resorted to. So that's the whole intellectual history of Vaikam. I think we should really remember. Why do you want to summon history? Why do you want to discuss Vaikam? Vaikam is not the special chapter in the vibrant life of Kerala. It is, of course. But Kerala's Vaikam Satyagraha, led by Gandhiji and others, is the guiding light for the national movement. It is not the other way around. When you are discussing national movement, making it a point, oh sorry, just sorry. National movement has learned something from Kerala. Kerala hasn't learned. So you start with national, I am not with you. You start with Kerala, yaar. People were blinded, people are beaten up, they made sacrifices, they contributed, they invested so much in this, and you start with nationalism. What is this? Nationalism gets benefited, added because of Kerala. The reversal of history. And we have not learned. We are so much pressurized by the top. I think we should really celebrate these Kerala assertions and work around, because any national nation is stronger and beautiful, I would say, not stronger. Stronger is not the right word. Beautiful, because it allows people to be friendly with each other. Maitri. That's the beautiful. You have to have a notion of decent nationalism that doesn't denigrate, doesn't disparage, doesn't humiliate, doesn't kill women. This is the beautiful nation. And we want to really create that nation, but we can't just create that nation without having insight into social history of Kerala. Let us revive it, and thank you so much for your patience.